broken heart. Darling, when you were mine, made me feel so fine. Baby, right from the start, it takes a long time. It takes a long time to heal. Broken hearts. And if I could go back in time, if I could go back in time, you know I would. No, I would. It takes a long time. It takes a long, long time to heal. Broken heart. And if I could go back in time, you know I would. You know I would.
We are YUK and you're watching the 420 roll.
Like not scary.
Oh, Joe, you're so hot. That's my baby, Joe.
Sorry, that happened too many times already, Oh, God. God.
Don't bury your dick. That's why you have leather panties. He does have leather panties. Not kidding. That's fucking hot. No, you wouldn't say that. You would say that. That makes me feel funny.
as I was saying, tonight at the New French Bar around 10ish, Tracks will be performing along with other bands, and we will not only have the T-shirts designed by my brother, which are very nice, but we're also having our album there. We have our first album is going to be out there, and it's got a picture of me.
And another one of your brothers, I bet, recorded that.
Yes, he did.
So
Ted.
one of your brothers designed the T-shirts, one designed the album, if you will.
Yes, exactly.
Produced the album.
Produce the album. Ted is our producer. He's very, very good at that.
Okay. You come. See, they're a made-for-it band. They've got. They've already got their own producer, in-house producer, right in the band. They've got their own T-shirt designer and marketer right there in the band.
And
So,
evidently, I am cartoonish enough to be the.
drawer.
No, I am actually the subject.
So the brunt.
Yes, I have the brunt. Exactly. I am the brunt.
Right. Well, I bet it's been that way for years, hasn't it?
Yes.
All
Well,
right. You wear it well. You know.
Somebody has to.
Yes, I have somewhere a little tongy thing to
Yeah.
pick sugar cubes
I
out with.
imagine you did, but I didn't want to dig through your
but I
box
just-
looking for it. That would be
What
impolite.
happened was, well, you know, you were there, we did the party in the other place.
Right.
And everything got shifted to the other place and back, and everything got put in different boxes, and, you know. so
Right.
It's
Well,
a mixed up, shook up world around Tea Party Land for a little while.
isn't that some rock and roll song that was rather subversive?
What, mixed
What?
up, shook up world?
Well, except for Lola, L-A Lola. It's from the Kinks.
yes, I forget.
It's Lola.
Yeah, that's the name of the song. I just
Yeah.
forget what the lyric was.
Let's see.
I think it's a mixed up, muddled up, shook up world. Except for
That
Lola.
could be it.
L-O-L-A.
First cup of tea.
Well, this isn't it, but there was one.
Well, that's like a dude. Maybe there's
Here,
sugar
here,
cubes.
wait, here's the one I'm looking for. There we go, that's
The gold.
the one I thought.
The other one
It was
looks
sugar
more
cubes.
like it would be good for grabbing
The
shrimp.
big one is good for filling the bowl, and the little one for taking them out.
Oh. Not unlike a fork and a salad fork.
Huh? No salad forks, because we have no salad.
Yes, we have no salad. Yes, we
So-
have no
So
salad.
bear in mind that if you come back again and you bring salad, you'll have to bring the forks as well.
Well, you know, unfortunately, this will be my last
yes.
Okay, here's what I
show.
do.
I may come back in the spring, but who knows if
Find that this
the world will have
will
changed by then.
snap on here.
I,
Very well, just like that.
We either have Bush as a dictator or we'll have somebody else.
Dictator.
Yeah.
I think I am going to make
Dictator Bush.
2 T-shirts.
And
One of them is going to be done in that very Marxist poster style they've been doing
Oh,
for,
that's a good one.
for the Obama posters. You know, with the bold 3 colors and looking like that. That's going to say Kang underneath it
King.
for change, and the other one is going to be done in the style of John McCain's posters, where he's looking profile with various clouds and eagles, and it's going to say Kodos, a leader you can believe in.
This reminds me, I had this. Oh, while digging through this attic that I was renovating, I found this fabulous communist newspaper from like 1914.
Whoa.
And there was only one subtitle in English in the whole thing. The rest was in Russian. And it had these fabulous prints of, you know, red, black, and white
Yeah.
things with the bold style.
Right.
And one it showed, oh God, it was like Jesus sitting on a cross with just masses of people dragging it, and bombers flying over behind him, and tanks and all this other weirdness. And of course, it was in Russian. I didn't read Russian.
I hope you've been. And what did it say in English?
Oh, I can't remember. It was just one little English subtitle.
Do you still
of it.
have this?
No, I donated it to Short Mountain Sanctuary, and I don't know if they still have it or if it's lost forever. But
Okay, because we should run you know, Xerox copies.
yeah. Oh, it was, you know, it left home with me when I left home, and
So Russian is an actual Cyrillic.
yeah, yeah, it was crazy. It was, you know, the date was in English, because I remember it was in like 1914 or something. Anyway, it was stuffed up, kind of hiding in the floorboards of this attic. So I thought maybe there was an American Communist Party sneaking about in the attic and hiding their literature. And, well, it could have been. We had the 50s, communist scare, and which quickly went into the duck and cover.
All right. Let me see, what do I sound like? I have a good mic. I sound good.
So this is fine tea. Yeah, have real
Ah,
sugar.
thank you. Huh?
Now that I have real sugar.
I know. I'm sorry.
Oh, you don't have to be sorry.
Just have the
It's-
sugar.
It's just that I have an addiction to sugar. Sugar is the gateway drug.
I saw you.
It is.
I saw you
No matter
put
what
3
they wanna
lumps
say.
in there. And tell us what. Okay, so what is the Mad Monk about today? What is the monk? Give us an update on monkdom.
Moncton. Well,
I'll move camera angles too.
I've got half of Pat's office painted. Yeah, while she's gone. I hope she's feeling better. Got some very important footage I'm going to show tonight with a question to the community. Has to do
Oh,
with,
for your show.
oh yes,
Oh, so you have. What time will your show be coming on?
8 o'clock tonight.
8 o'clock
live.
tonight. Well, you have very important matters tonight.
Yep. Something that happened at Belshire, and I think that the community needs to continue to keep abreast of what's going on.
And you'll finally get a chance to show the footage. You've not shown the footage yet, have you?
No.
Okay, so it's a premiere.
So, is there any hint at what it might be, or are you going to make
Let's
us wait?
just say-
This is-
Ominous overtones.
Yeah,
if
it's
not.
ominous.
sounds like, it sounds like ominous overtones.
Yes, it is. It is.
Yeah.
How gossip can be. It can be from one swing to another. So it's.
Yeah.
And I'm very suspicious about that entire thing.
Are you gonna tell us are you gonna inform us of all the street gossip that
yeah.
accompanies it?
Oh yeah, yeah. From everything to what the newspapers have said to that was even the little homeless people say.
Well, the little homeless people have a tendency to know what's going on in the street fairly well.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what we're. Okay. Here, I'll tell you that we won't discuss what the issue is, but the fact of the issue has been this: is an issue that one might think would show up possibly on the news or in the newspaper or things like that. And I don't see all of that. I may have missed it, but I have indeed missed it. I've not seen any reference to it, and I've told some of my friends.
I saw one article about it.
Okay. All right. So there was one, but it was sort of a nothing to see here article. Boom, boom,
More or
boom.
less, just to mellow out Belshire and keep anybody from going. Oh, gee, should I go down there?
And so.
Getting more and more ominous.
Yeah.
I'm both wetting myself with excitement now.
tourism is an interesting field because it's like Looking Glass Rock, beautiful place. But you don't hear in the newspapers or on 13 or anything about somebody falling off Looking Glass Rock.
Right.
And that happens.
Or jumping.
Yeah, or jumping. And that happens every couple of years. Some idiot gets up there and falls off the Looking Glass.
So in lack of having any further details from the news media, we'll be able to pick up some further details from the gossip on the street.
Yeah, I think it's something that the community needs to know and needs to go back to their leaders and ask questions.
So you could give a weekly report on this is the homeless gossip on the street for this week. You could do that every week about.
Yeah, I was thinking about getting Charlie to do going from an hour to an hour and a half and giving Charlie his own little half-hour news, news and weather. And
Charlie's your puppet, huh?
yeah,
Also,
he's not a puppet, not according to the mayor.
Sorry.
Yeah, according to the mayor, that's a living entity. Listen, it's
I don't know if Jeff. I don't mean to equate Jeff with Charlie, but I don't know if Jeff is watching him. But we were planning to do the soil and water report, and I'm not sure what happened to our plans there. But somehow or other, we need to get Jeff showing up on Fridays, so that either we can do it as part of the tea party, or as soon as the tea party is over, we'll swap it around real quick. We'll make a quick DVD of the soil and water report, and it'll be ready to go out. He can submit it but if you're watching, or if anybody knows Jeff and knows that who I'm talking about, our soil and water guy, and wants to give the soil and water report, tell Jeff to get up with me now and let's get on it. And Fridays are our soil and waters day, so let's try and get it done. And I will try, and I won't promise, but I will promise to try. Okay, and I'm sure that if at worst after a false start or once, or at the very worst twice, and maybe none at all, that we will be getting it done. So get up with me. We'll do and we'll have the weekly soil and water report, or bi-weekly, or monthly, or whatever it's going to be. We will do it. So I think that'll be a good. Let me see. You say how you like the camera? The camera shot this one.
I like that.
It's interesting.
Now here's our other one. Let's see. Here's our other camera shot.
Yes, sir.
Okay. There's our other camera shot.
I noticed there's a bit of a delay going between the
Well,
cameras.
there was then, but if you watch now, you'll see there's not.
Ah, there we go. Okay.
See, that's because we're working off of a time-based corrector, and the time-based corrector did not know which scene I was going to go to next,
Okay.
and so and happened not to be locked into it. So before it put the scene up, when as soon as I informed it which scene I was going to, it said and then it synchronized that scene. And then as soon as it got it synchronized, it put it up for us.
Okay.
And that's why there is sometimes. But since that was the last scene I used, it's now anticipating that scene.
If you
see
did
what I
that
mean?
a lot, like had it on a timer where it just click, 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 you could get really busy.
People would vomit.
Especially if you had 3 or 4 more cameras.
Oh, yeah.
It'd be interesting, except sort of a bullet time thing where you just slowly saw someone drink tea from all angles.
Well, we could.
Have like a
we could do this one
quadraphonic.
here.
Yes.
I have another one for us. Okay.
Whoa.
I don't know if I can really keep my pinky out on this cup for long. I'm not practiced.
So we could do it.
That is it.
No.
Wait.
No. Wait a minute.
There we are. Yeah, see? Yep. We're there.
Hmm?
Look. See both my hands. Just so it's not.
Wow. That was odd.
Those don't work as well as I thought they might. The reason I'm going to this one is because it is in my intention to. I'm still trying to make some progress as far as painting the wall. Did you mask off any of your painting, or did you just trim by hand and be
No, I
careful?
masked it off so I could just go fast.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to try to do this. So I thought today I'd try to paint this door. And so y'all will have to keep a nice civil tea table together and discuss deep and philosophical questions in light, chatty conversation with deep conceptual content.
I have
This is
noticed
way too deep for me.
that you can't see it. The viewing audience can't see it, but the two shades of blue are very
You like them together?
well. They're very distinct. I mean, that's I find it interesting that they both key out at the same rate.
No, they don't key out at the same rate. The new color keys much quicker than the old color. That's why we went to it. But I find the new color to be a much more pleasing color.
I do like it. Yes.
I think it's very pretty. I like blue, and this is getting into the neighborhood of the blue that is my favorite. So I'm really happy. This is Mad Scientist Blue. I went to the store, and I chose about 3 different colors, and I made the guy I chose 2 colors that were available in his color chart, and then I chose another color that was just on a piece of. Like propaganda or something that had this color blue on it, and I had a total of 3 different colors. I made them put that color in their machine and get a formula for it.
Right.
And I made the man give me the formula, and then I also made him give me the formula for the two house colors that they had chips for. And then I sat down with all of these three formulas, and I said, now what are the differences between these three? You see what I mean? And figured out what I liked, what I didn't like, and how that related to the.
I'm just looking to see if you're painting him today.
I'm trying to. I've got my brush sitting right here. I just hadn't got to it yet. I was going to start trimming that. I was just talking about it. So
Looks good.
so anyway, so I came up and I told the guy a new list of numbers. These are the numbers you will use to create this new paint. And since I formulated my own color, I decided I had the right to name.
Right.
And this will forever be known as Mad Scientist Blue.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Isn't it? So here
We should toast to that.
here's to Mad
Here's to
Scientist
Mad
Mad Scientist Blue.
Mad Scientist Blue.
A new color right off the spectrum.
Are you I know one day when you buy the starter set, you know, the first extra add-on color will be Mad Scientist Blue. Everybody will want it. What
Yeah.
are you sad about your leaving Sunday? Are you sad?
Well, you know, I like it here, and but I'm out of art supplies and out of time, and so you know, and if I'm going to make it to Minneapolis, St. Paul by September 1st,
Just 1 month you've got.
Yeah, and I'll have to go back. You know, like I said, tomorrow I'm going to try to raise some funds down at the Magnolia Tree. You know, from 2 to 6 I'll be there, and
2 to 6, Magnolia Tree. Say your
yeah.
fond farewells
All right,
to the Badger.
be your last chance. I might die
Do you
on this road.
want me to give you some Mad Scientist Blue that you might put it on your face?
Well, you know, last time I had blue stripes on my face, I ended up with the name Badger. And you know, I told you about that before.
And how
I
many
guess.
times have you put blue stripes on your face?
Not often enough.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm about to open my blue page,
Yeah.
and you could do this and that. Is that how you did it, or
Well, actually, you know, a gutter pump named Stone
Did
did
it.
it for me. And they called him Stone because he was always sharpening things, and apparently. And I had all this collection of rusty old butcher knives that I made art things out of, and I just about have to hit him with a stick to keep him from sharpening my rusty old butcher knives. I like them rusty and old. I don't want them razor sharp. And, oh, come on, let me. No, go away. Yeah, he was a
I wonder
fabulous artist, though.
If your
useful fella, I'd say.
Yeah, he
if your
was.
blue paint has the same psychedelic properties as the woad of
Woad.
ancient Scott.
You know, I'm not surprised that you know about woad, but I am pleasantly impressed that you know about woad. I was telling my roommates about woad. We recently saw the movie Braveheart, and if you recall, in the end, he comes in painted half blue,
Right.
and some other people come in painted blue and various blue stripes and stuff like that. And I was telling my roommates, I'm like, "Ooh, that's woad, you
Right.
know," and they were like, That's what? You know, I'm like, well, I explained it the best I could to him, but I was just like, you know.
Now, I read a article about historical inaccuracies in films and how that one is really, it's kind of egregious for it.
Oh, you mean inaccurate?
Inaccurate, yes.
Yeah.
For instance, well, yeah, but
I know, but there are some delightful accuracies in there.
there's some great things about
You know,
it, but there are also some things that have been so
attempts.
But there have been some things
I love
that
it.
actually would have been easier to do and
Right.
more dramatic to do if they'd done it historically accurate that they didn't do. For instance,
Well, who didn't know?
the last battle,
Yeah.
the Battle of Stirling.
Okay, I give you that. But didn't they do a good job of making it look bloody?
Oh
and-
yes. Oh, I give them forensic chops. They did a very good job with that. But for those who don't know, the last battle in that is the Battle of Stirling. And a neat thing about the Battle of Stirling is there's actually the Battle of Stirling Bridge. It all happened on a bridge.
There was
and
none. There was no bridge.
There was no bridge in the movie.
In the movie, I know.
Yeah, I mean that's a really cool thing because in real life there was this bridge, so you had this climatic battle taking place. This very narrow bridge. It was a little bottleneck thing. Great strategy. It was a very cool historical bit, but no bridge. Also,
So they had to make up a whole new strategy
Oh, sure.
to go with no bridge.
also
Yeah, but it was good. Go ahead.
the iconic figure
All good.
of Braveheart is the heroic Scotsman wearing the woad and kilts.
Uh-huh.
Prob-
And they may have gotten their
They're off by about 700 years.
yeah, they may have gotten their,
In
that's
what?
what I was gonna say, they may have gotten their plaids,
No,
they
that's
may have gotten their plaids from Walmart.
yes, they had to have because woad was not been used for 100 years before that battle, and no Scotsman was wearing kilts at that time. The kilt as accessory clothing was not known in Scotland at that time. Kilts came in hundreds
that-
of years later.
Okay, but see, that's something I liked about the movie, was the fact that it brought in a bunch of stuff that was actually much older than the movie, but it brought in stuff from a time that I really like about.
Well,
You
yeah.
see what I mean? And I've looked up the original family tartans and stuff like that, and what I liked about it was they may have not gotten the plaids exactly right, but they did get the earth tones of the plaids exactly right, because I've seen the old tartans and I know what they started
They're not
out.
all bright and shiny. They're
Like
all
they are
dull
today.
like that. Exactly.
Yeah, and that's how back then. If you just have to sort of project this whole thing back several hundred years older than the actual occurrence was. You see what I mean? And that's kind of
They,
what
they
they
presented
did.
a mythic Scotland, and I
Yeah.
can appreciate that.
I enjoyed it.
But it's the same thing as if you had George Washington wearing a like Roman toga using a
Rolex?
Tommy gun. It's a great image, but they don't actually go together all that well.
Well, you know, the
but
reference-
it's like even if you look at the Ten Commandments. Now, when you watch that movie, the first thing that comes out is he comes out and talks about slavery and about how this whole movie's against slavery.
Right.
Yet, if you look at the history of the book of Exodus, and if you look at the law, it had nothing to do with slavery, because right after they got their freedom and they got the promised land, what did they do? They got slaves.
Right.
But they were given certain rules.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
They were given certain rules of conduct, which was a higher standard than what the Egyptians had. Such as, if an Egyptian knocked out your eye, tough. But in the Hebrew law, if let's say you're working and I cause you to lose your eye, then I set you free. So it had nothing to do with anti-slavery, which the movie of the Ten Commandments
Right.
pushed. When it had just to do with the fact that here's God. Hi, I'm God. I zapped the crap out of Egypt, and now, you know.
I was actually, this brought up a fascinating